Good afternoon and welcome to Woman Wednesdays. And hello, Michele, again. We have Michele here, Michele Anderson she was here with us on Monday and explained to us a little bit about her story and her coaching business. And she has Mick Anderson Coaching. She has a couple of Facebook groups, one called Profitable Coach Community, the other is a Mind Body Energy Community. And today she's going to share a little bit with us about how we can create some of that energy in our lives so we can get more accomplished. And how we can be the best you that we can be. And she also has a program called Elevate, and then she has a mini quiz that she could talk to us about. And all of these links and information will be in the comments later. So thank you again for joining us, Michele. And how are you today?
Well, thank you for inviting me back. I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Oh, doing great. I think this weather's just awesome right now. I think that'll help with our energies as we get to warmer weather. So, Michele, I'm going to turn this over to you and let you explain to us a little bit more about energy in our lives and what you have to share about that.
Okay. So, when it comes to energy, I'm kind of like energy and metaphysics and law of attraction. That's my whole ball of wax there. So, my background is energy work, massage therapy, and wellness coaching. And then I have taken that and I do business coaching with people who are starting businesses in the wellness industry, like coaches, healers, and other service-based professionals. So, one of the things that I really like to do when I start someone out is to have them take a money quiz. And the quiz is, you can take the quiz. It only takes like probably 8 to 10 minutes to take the quiz. And there's questions about money on this quiz to help you learn about how you do money. And the reason that I think that it's so amazing, not just for entrepreneurs, but especially for lay people too, is how you do one thing is how you do everything. So when you take a look at this money quiz and the answers that you come up with, it will guide you to 3 archetypes that are your top money archetypes. And then you can look at those and really take a look at, like, what are the strengths of those archetypes, and then what are the areas of weakness. And I like to tell people, everything runs on a spectrum. So the strength side is one end of the teeter-totter, and the weakness side is the other side of the teeter-totter. So depending on where you're at the current moment, you could be anywhere along that spectrum and how you make decisions. So, and the cool thing about the money quiz is because it's going to teach you like what your habits are. And because how you do one thing is how you do everything, realistically, how you do money is how you do everything. So I love it. I love it when people take that quiz because they really learn more about themselves and they learn about how they do. I always tell people, you'll learn how you do you. And it's great insight to sort of learn about how you do things, and then also to be aware of, like, where are you at in your strengths, and then where are you at in the weakness side or the shadow side. We call it the light side and the shadow side. So when you're operating more from the light side of the spectrum, life is going really good. When you find that your life isn't going so good, you most likely are operating from that shadow side and making decisions from that space. So did you have any questions about that, Teresa?
We were talking a little bit on the side too about so you're working in your strengths and things, and about this energy and getting around other people and all their energies as well.
Right.
And if you take on that negativity from someone else, maybe that's what's causing you to work more on your weaknesses and your shadow sides. Is that correct? Is that
somewhat? What happens is a lot of times when we are, let's say we find something that we don't like in another person and it triggers us, right? a lot of times what is happening is it's actually triggering or pushing a button on the inside where it's basically sending a message that says you need to work on this too. Like, and it doesn't mean that like you have as much of that as somebody else, but there's some aspect of it. If it's something that's triggering you, it means that there's something there to work on. So for instance, we a lot of times will energetically, we communicate. Like 95% of communication is nonverbal. So when you walk into a room, a lot of times you can tell if something has happened. Like, I don't know how many times I've done this. I walked into a room, it's like, I don't know what's going on here, but like the energy is really thick and yucky. Like somebody must have just had an argument or a fight or something. You know what I mean? And so you as a spiritual being having a human experience, like part of that is being able to energetically read the rooms that you walk into, the people that you have experiences with. So we are doing that naturally, whether we realize it or not. And we're sort of almost trained out of that, listening to our intuition and our gut instincts or gut feelings about things. We're really not taught from a young age to sort of honor that. And by honoring that that gift is strengthened. And then when we are not, our society doesn't necessarily value that. We're taught to look at things that we can compute, things that are logical, not from the feeling state or the, you know what I'm saying? So we're sort of taught from a really young age to disregard that, to disregard those gut instincts or gut feelings about things. And then if someone tells you, oh, that's not what that means, when you're a young kid, you're like, oh, okay, like you don't even know the language of it, but you're kind of like, oh, I must have misinterpreted that. You really didn't. They're just telling you that you misinterpreted that.
Right.
So one of the things that's really cool about the money quiz is it's gonna show you what your tendencies are, not just with money, but because how you do money is how you do everything. It's going to show you how you do your boundaries and how you communicate with people. And a lot of times, I know you had said earlier when we were visiting before we started the interview was that, some of your people are, they're wanting a way to get their energy back. And it's like, one of the best ways to get your energy back is to really be intentional about living from that light side of that spectrum and making the decisions from there, but also like calling your energy back. I mean, women are the caretakers of the world. They're about relationships and feelings and emotions. So they are constantly sending their energy out to other things. And men do this too, but we're so good at that we send our energy out to all these projects and these people that we're sort of caring for, concerned about, like our kids. And, oh, I got to drop off Johnny's shoes here. And I gotta call my mom, and I got to do this and I got to do that. And it's like, when you do that, you're sending energy out to all these things. And we sometimes do that. We get caught up in the past. If there's something that has happened that we're like dwelling on, we send our energy to the past. Or if there's something that we're sort of jumping to the future on and predicting, like preparing what possible things could happen, we're actually sending our energy to the future. So when we do that, when we send our energy out all the time to the past and the future and to other people, we feel depleted. So and that's one of the things that I teach in that Elevate program is I teach people how to do the grounding, how to ground your energy back into your body so that you get to use it first. And then any overflow, kind of like pouring a cup of coffee, you cannot pour from an empty cup or an empty picture, right?
Right.
But when you pour a cup of coffee, if you have a saucer underneath, like you pour your coffee into your cup and you fill your cup up, and then the overflow flows into the saucer, and that's the energy that you use to serve other people. So in this Elevate program, I teach some basic energy hygiene, I call it Energy Hygiene 101. And I teach people how to call back their energy and to ground their energy in their body. And then by doing that, they're able to, it's a technique or a tool that shows you how to clear, not only to bring your energy back to you, but also to clear your body and your aura and your energy space from other people's energy. So that creates like that clearing on you, so you feel like you're more solid in you and not having all this other influence in your system. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How I'm explaining it? So we teach the grounding and clearing with the energy hygiene stuff. And it's amazing when you practice that on a daily basis, how you feel like you're more stable in your energy and you don't get so ruffled. When things come up, you're able to handle stressful situations more easy. And then the other cool thing about it is when you're fully grounded in your body, it's easier for you to manifest things in your life. Whether it's, something maybe you want a different job, or you want to manifest a partner, the perfect partner, or if it's a business. And I mean, yes, we manifest those things and we can call them in, but there's also action that comes along with that. But that's the first step of like creating the life that you want, is being intentional and calling things in. So the Elevate program really helps set you up so that you're able to do all of that.
That's fantastic. Now, we mentioned Monday too that she has 2 Facebook groups: the Profitable Coach Community, Mind Body Energy Community, and the Mind Body Energy Community. Go in, and isn't there a discussion and things about?
Yes, the Profitable Coach Community, that's for business owners who are coaches, healers, and service-based professionals who are wanting to build their business online. So if that's who you are, that would be an awesome community for you to join, because it's going to teach you how to do the business side of things. And what I found through my years of being an entrepreneur, and then also coaching entrepreneurs since 2018, is that most coaches and healers or service-based professionals, they don't really get a lot of training in their study. If they're studying to become a coach or a massage therapist or a personal trainer or whatever, naturopath, Reiki healer, like they learn their trade, but they don't really get a lot of business training. So this is that part that helps you put the foundational pieces together for your business, to run your business and make it be more profitable and to get the visibility online. And then there's another group that I do, and that's more for lay people that don't have businesses. I mean, people who have businesses can be in there too, but that's more for people who want to learn more about energy and how to do things to make their life be better. If they have a chronic illness, or they are tired all the time, or they want to learn how to manifest more easily. Like, that's the group that you want to join to do that kind of stuff. So I do live trainings in there once a week, and then I'm thinking about starting like a Q&A call like once a month, where you'd get an invitation within that Facebook group to join a Zoom call. And then it's kind of like you can ask me anything about energy.
Well, that would be fabulous. That would really probably would help a lot of people be able to ask questions.
Yeah.
And get an immediate feedback and answers. So that would be something to look forward to.
Right, and really to help point people in the direction to the right resources.
Right, and
there's a lot of resources out there. My Elevate program isn't the only resource out there.
Yeah,
for sure.
Right. Well, I thank you so much for joining us today. And again, we'll have all her contact information in the comments with this video. And we hope to hear from Michele later on. We've talked about maybe a couple of other kinds of things she could share with us at some other time. So thank you again for joining us, Michele. And we're glad that you were able to join us.
Well, Thank you for having me on, Teresa. It's been a pleasure.
All right. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.